Good evening, it's Jeff and Wilma here at Budrum, and I'm talking above the rain outside, and it's going to be raining all day tomorrow they reckon, so I'm going to make some bread tomorrow, and tomorrow I'm going to make some baguettes, some beautiful French baguettes. So the first thing I'm going to do tonight is make some Polish, which is French for Polish, and I'm using 1/3 of the flour that I'm going to use in the mixture. So in this case I'm using 350 grams of flour and same weight of water. So we've got 350 mils of water. It's just tepid water. And I'm going to put about 1/4 teaspoon of active instant dry yeast. Put that in there. And all I'm going to do then is just mix it all up and then put a cover on it and let it sit overnight. This Polish has been going for about 10 hours, so you can see it's bubbling nicely. Now the ingredients for this bread is 1 kilo of good quality baker's flour, 750 mils of water, 2 teaspoons of salt and 2 teaspoons of instant dry yeast. So this is a 72% hydration dough. I'm going to knead this by hand. Now kneading such a high hydration dough by hand can be quite challenging, so I've got an answer for that. So because I've used 350 mils of water and 350 grams of flour, I'm requiring another 370 grams or mils of water. So what I'm going to do is put my yeast, the remaining yeast in there is 1 3/4 teaspoons in that. I'm going to put my salt in my flour. So what I've got here is 530 grams of flour here and 120 grams there, and that makes up a total of 1 kilo. So I'm just going to combine the salt in this flour, combine this yeast in with the water, mix it up roughly. I'm just going to add the water to the Polish. I'm just going to mix that around. And I'm going to add the other 530 grams of flour and turn this into a bit of a dough. So what I'm going to do is put some of this flour on the bench here. So the idea of putting this flour separate as part of the mixture is that I'm keeping my 72% hydration. And what I do now is to just turn it over. I'm going to knead it for about 6 minutes. So the idea now is to just keep on adding this flour to it. And when I start kneading, then I'll get it all over my fingers and use that flour to clean my fingers up and put it back into the dough. So, and also use that flour to clean up the rest of that dough in the bowl. And eventually I'm going to have to get my hands in here. As you can see, I've still got quite a loose dough, and I'm just sort of gently kneading it over and working that rest of that flour in there. So I just put it on the surface there and slowly working it in. We've got a little bit more left, and I've removed all the dough from our pan. As you can see, you don't want to push on it very hard.
What would happen? It would just break out.
Yeah, very high, very watery. So you're going to give it about a 6-minute knead. Just going to, well, there's the rest of that flour. I might just put it on there. And just, I've kept my fingers fairly clean. Using my scone cutter. I have some extra flour there in case I do need it, but I'm going to use as little as possible of extra flour. So I want to keep that 72% hydration. The dough is turning out beautiful. What I'm going to do is give my bucket a little spray of some cooking spray. Put my dough in there.
I can't believe it's so watery.
Yeah, very watery. So I'm just going to put the cooking spray on top of there and put my tea towel on top of that. And we're going to sit it in a warmish spot and let it double or even treble in size. Okay, so our dough has certainly doubled in size or more. So what I'm going to do is put a little bit of flour on our surface here, and just going to let it roll out onto that.
Wow.
Yeah, we've got a bit of competition. We've got some blue-faced honey eaters outside. So what I'm going to do is just do a couple of folds and put it back in for another hour. Right, so our dough has risen again. It's been 1 hour, so I'm just going to do the same as last time. Look at that. Give it another stretch and fold. Look at that. It looks fantastic. So I'll give it another hour and then we'll come back and make our baguettes. There we go, so we're ready to make our baguettes. This is our beautiful 72% hydration dough. I've just got a little bit of flour on my hands. Just kind of, oh, Julie, it's absolutely beautiful. What I'm going to do is what they call scale the dough. So I'll see how much we got, then I'll work out, I want to make 6 baguettes out of this. I've got my scales on. 270, so I'm weighing these at 280. Works out 281 I think it was. 280. So now I've got my weights, my baguette scale. I'm just going to pre-shape them, and so I'm just putting them on here, and we're going to let them rest for 10 minutes. Time to form our baguettes. As you can see, the dough is sticky, but so the idea is to a little bit of flour on your hands. So the idea is to pat it out, roll it out about 2/3 across, and then do the same on this side. On the 2/3, and then with your thumb, just sort of hold your thumb in there and bring it around, and with your thing just sort of fold it down like that, and you can do the same again. So with your thumb in there and that, and your thing, you just sort of pat it down. Get that seam at the bottom there, and all you do there is a bit more flour, and you just about formed your baguette. All you do is just now our oven doesn't allow us to make real big baguettes, so what I'm doing is, this is the right size, this glass top, it's just the right size. So you can see by letting it rest that it doesn't want to spring back. So what I'm going to do now is take it across. Now I've got my my couch here, I think it's called a couch. Just tea towels that haven't got any lint on them. Would that be the right term, Will?
Yeah, it's close woven.
Yeah,
probably
close woven
linen
tea towel.
Tea towels.
So I've got a bit of wood there to support it. And the idea now is to transfer them across here, like that. And I've got a bit of plastic under there to stiffen up the towels. And you just sort of move it like that, and just support them. And we'll just do the next one.